Sleep. It's the thing I do, the thing you do, and most of the time, something we don't get enough of. Today, I'm going to be speaking about what happens up here when we sleep and how it affects us in our day to day function. Now, you may be asking, Sam, what gives you the authority to speak on this? And to that, I would say, from a mixture of school courses, work experience, and some additional classes, paired with a few sources to help back up my points, I would say that I have a better than mediocre grasp on the subject. Now, the plan is to 1. Give a refresher on sleep and its cycles, 2. Explain the process of how sleep deals with memory, and 3. How a lack of sleep can negatively affect the brain and its performance. Now, sleep is a process that cycles through 4 stages several times throughout the night while we sleep. Stage 1 is your lightest stage of sleep, and it lasts about 5 minutes. At this time, your mind starts to wind down, but your body and your breathing still resemble that of a wakefulness type state. Stage 2 is around a half an hour long. Now the body temperature starts to drop and the heart rate starts to slow. This is paired with the brain continuing the process of slowing down to fall into deeper sleep. Stage 3 is the deep sleep phase. Everything is at its slowest. Your heartbeat, your breathing, and your brain waves. Also, this is where we are the hardest to wake. It takes roughly about 100 decibels or more to pull somebody out of this sleep. So that means even loud music or your alarm might not be able to pull you out of deep sleep. Then there is REM. This is where most of our dreaming happens. Your brain is acting similar to that of a wakefulness type state. Your breathing becomes erratic, your eyes start to move, but your body falls into a paralysis to prevent it from moving too much while we sleep. Then there is the length of the sleep cycle depending on the age group we find ourselves in. Newborns need between 12 to 18 hours of sleep, but is broken up through short intervals throughout the day. Children approaching the ages of 5 to 10 require around 10 hours of sleep, where teenagers drop down to 8 to 9 hours of needed sleep, where they also fall into a late rise, late bed sleep cycle. Where adults fall to 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but they fall to an early to bed, early to rise sleep cycle. So, sleep also has a major impact not just on how we access memory, but also how we store it as well. The exact ins and outs of how this works is still being discovered, but currently there are some well-supported understandings regarding this field. The process is coined as memory consolidation. This is where, over time, while we sleep, memory is stabilized and enhanced. In Walker and Strickland's findings, it was found throughout multiple studies and testings that all stages of sleep aid to some type of memory consolidation. This means that different stages of the sleep cycle correlate to a specific memory type being consolidated while we sleep. Furthermore, other than stage 1, sleep is shown to aid in procedural, which is your actions and skill-based memory, and declarative, which is your facts and data-based memory. Where in a Bourne and Wilhelm study, it has also shown that during stage 3 sleep, which was referred to as our shortwave sleep, that these declared memories are transferred from our short-term memory to our long-term memory. Where in REM, it was found to help further stabilize these memories once they had already been transferred. So, a lack of sleep is detrimental to both the mind and the body. I'm sure most of us know that, but to help drive the point home, let's go over some stuff. Multiple studies have been done regarding the amounts of sleep and their effects on performance. One study from the Journal of Clinical Sleep and Medicine has shown evidence that socioeconomic factors, along with sleep quality and sleep disturbance, showed negative effects on student GPAs. This was paired with the fact that there was also noticeable daytime sleepiness observed in these students who also had a low GPA. Whereas a study from Ellison and Lettery had shown that there was a strong correlation between higher GPA scores with students whose sleep cycles coincided with early to bed, early to wake, and low sleep disturbance. Additional studies from the Biomedical Center have shown further findings that support the idea that sleep quality affects not only memory recollection when it comes to recalling who said what, versus concentration performance when we need to understand and apply the things we have learned in class. I'm citing these studies just to help reinforce the point that sleep is essential in allowing the ability to recall what we have learned and when to apply it when it's needed. Hopefully now you have a better understanding of the sleep cycle, how our brains go about recording information, and the effects sleep deprivation can have on our academic performance. According to Maslow, next to food, water, and shelter, sleep is one of our most basic needs. Eventually, we all need to do it. The question is the quality we're getting and how much we're getting along the way. Now, if you excuse me, I think I'm going to give this sleep thing another shot.